Alright, welcome to the Chapter 11 practice test. I'm pulling out all the stops in this video. We got fidget spinners, we got church mice, we got flowers, woo! All crazy stuff here. Problem 1, your biology teacher chooses 6 students from a class of 26 to do a special project. So there's no order here. Order does not matter, so it is 26C6. The question would be, how many ways can you pick the first student? It would be 26, 25 for the second one, 24, 23, 22, and 21. That would be like a permutation, multiplying those together, but since order doesn't matter, you got to divide out all the arrangements of 6 different people. So that would be 6 factorial, or 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So no matter how you type in the calculator, whether you use the combination button or just multiply this out and divide it by 6 factorial, there are 230,230 ways, which is kind of a cool number. So that's a combination. The next one is a permutation because order matters. There are distinct positions: president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. There's 15 members in your club, so it'd be 15P4. There's 15 ways to pick out the president, 14 for the vice president, 13, and 12. When we multiply those together, we get 32,760 ways. All right, number 3, Bill and Dune. I don't know anybody named Bill and Dune. His experimental probability, he's broken a bone 2 out of 4 seasons, so he has a 50% average of breaking a bone, so the answer is 1/2. We have 100 people in a class, 20 are involved in music, 30 involved in sports, 25 in each, and then 25 in neither. So this is the whole universe. It holds everybody, all 100. And then we have music and sports, so all these people are music and sport, or not 25, so it'd be 75 out of 100, which is oops, hang on a second. Music and sport. I wanted the overlap, not just those, so hang on a second. I wanted 25, so it'd be 25 out of 100, which is 1/4. That's what I wanted, music and sport. They have both, so it's this and this. I was combining all those together for some dumb reason. Okay, not sport. Not sport would be these 20 and these 25, so it'd be 45 out of 100, which is 9/20. Man, I need to get my act together here. That's 2 in a row that I almost botched up. Okay, music or sport. These are the 75, because it could be any of these. 75 out of 100. There we go. Or 3/4. So music and sport is the combination of the two. And then I had these backwards in my brain. Oh well. Okay, page turn. What can we put in the page turn here? We can put the snow globe. Yay, page turn. Okay, number 5. We're doing, this is an and situation because we're doing 3 different things. We're flipping a head. So it's a probability of heads, which is 50%, times rolling a 6, be 1/6, and picking the ace of spades. There's only 1 ace of spades out of 52 cards. So it's an and situation, so we're doing all 3 things. We multiply the 3 probabilities together. It's 1 out of 624. Pretty low chances of doing that. Okay, a standard deck of cards. So we want the probability of a red face card or a black face card. So that means all of the diamonds and all the hearts and all the spades and all the clubs. So that's 3 face cards times 4 suits. So there's 12 face cards. And there are 52 cards, so it's a 3 chance out of 13, reducing the fraction. This is a and or problem. We are going to, there's 2 ways to have a delay. So we're going to delay our plane. So there's fog in the area. If there's fog, there's a 90% chance of a delay. And then down here, there's no fog, but then there's still a 15% chance of a delay. So we can do this way or this way. So it's going to be 0.8 times 0.9 plus, or, so that's the green way, or we could have a delay this way, which would be 20% chance times 15% chance. That's not 15%. Let's see. Oh, I'll get the white out here and do it properly this time. I'm making one mistake a page. What's my problem? There we go. So 0, 15, and we multiply this all together. 0.72 plus 0.03. If we multiply this times this, we get this. This times this is that. And the answer would be 75%. Okay. Going on to the next problem, trap music. My son Daniel was into trap music last year about this time, so I was like, oh, I'll make up a fake survey about trap music. There's 100 people. If we add this and this together, we get 60. If we add this and this together, at 40. So there's 100 people that are being surveyed. But I'm not necessarily out of 100 because this is conditional probability. So it's probability of yes given male. That means we're going to eliminate the females. So I'm crossing those out. So I'm only choosing out of these 50. So the answer is 50. And then I want yes. Yes out of the 50 would be 35 out of 50, which is 7 out of 20. And the probability of no, or probability of female given no. So I'm eliminating the yeses. So there's 60 that are no. So it's female is 45 out of 60. And that would be 3/4 reduced. Okay, box and whiskers. The most important thing on a box and whiskers is you got to make a number line. And we're going to put 1, 2, 3, and make the spaces even. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 to 9 is my low and my high. So I can go ahead and put my low there and my high there. Now I'm going to do the Q1, Q2, Q3. There's 15 numbers here, so I'm going to go halfway in the middle, which would be the 8th position, 7 down from the top and the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 on each side of the center. So 5 is the median. Now I need the median of the bottom and the median of the top. So there's 3. And then the halfway, there we go, 6. So now I can make my bar. And then the whiskers. So that's what it looks like. But the main thing is you're putting this data, and you can see how it's spread out, but you got to put it on a number line that's marked, the spaces are marked evenly. Well, there's a little more space between 8 and 9. So putting this on a piece of graph paper would actually be the best thing to do. All right, standard deviation. The first thing you do is you calculate the average. So we add all these numbers up and we divide by 8 because there's 8 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the sum of these is 80 divided by 8 is 10. So 10 is the average. So if you don't believe me, add those up. It's 80 divided by 8 is 10. Now we compare. By comparing, we subtract. So these are negative by subtracting these, and then we switch over, these are positive. So to get rid of the positives and negatives, we or to get rid of the negatives, we square. So we do 36, 16, 9. But it's all about comparing to the center, the mean. And we compare with subtraction, but we kill the negatives by going ahead and squaring everything. Then we're going to find the average of these squares. So we add all this up. So we got to do a summation of x minus x bar squared divided by n. So we got to find the average, and that's equal to sigma squared. So we add all this up, and we get 124 over 8, which is 15.5. So that's your sigma squared. And then you just take the square root of this last answer, and we get sigma is equal to 3.937. Now it's an irrational number, so it never stops, it never repeats, but I rounded it to 3 decimal places. All right, so there's the standard deviation. All right, what can we put in for the page? Some kind of crazy object. How about a picture from a book? Woo! Weird picture, weird picture. All right, 11. We are a school newspaper investigating students' studying habits. And we ask students as they are leaving the library. Well, that's a convenience study because you're conveniently picking people from the library. How many hours you study a week? Is this biased? Well, yeah, because you're just asking kids in the library, and the kids in the library are typically the ones that are going to study, so that's bad. So we need to ask a variety of students, so we can get kids from homerooms. We can ask maybe 3 kids in every homeroom, randomly picking them. You want to get different grades. You want to make it be, not biased, like this is definitely biased. Okay, number 12. We're going to find the probability of, this is the probability formula, so we have 4 successes, 6 trials, so the formula is 6C4, so you got the trials, successes, probability 4 is 30%, 0.3 to the 4th power, against would be 70%, and that would be 2 against, so you got 4, and 2 against. That adds up to get 6 total, and then those match there. You type this into the calculator, and you get 0.059535. All right, getting close to the end here. Jean is visiting her family in Houston for the next 5 days. She wants to arrange lunch with friends, and there's a 20% chance that all the friends will be available. What's the probability that her friends will be available on 2 or fewer days? So Jean wants to visit Houston 2 or fewer days. So we need to do 2 days, 1 day, and no days. So we're going to do 5C2. The probability that's going to happen is 20%. That would be a 2, and then 80% against, and that would be a 3. So this plus this is 5. Those match. And we type that in the calculator. And then we got to do 1 day, 0.24, 0.8 against. That would be 1 day, and then 5C0 would be 0.2 to the 0 power, 0.8 to the 5th power. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out all these, type them into the calculator. That's where we're headed with it. So there's a 20% chance this day if we type this in. There's a 40% chance that this will happen if we type this in, and a 32% chance that this will happen. 7, 6, 8. Now, if we add all those together, that would be the probability of 2 or fewer. We don't want that to happen because we want her to see our friends. So there's a 60% chance that we're going to be able to see the people. 2 or fewer, and that would equal 0.94208 if we add all those together. Okay, the last question is a normal shaped curve, and it says the mean is, what's the mean? Oh, since it's the last page, we need something spinning whiteout. Woo! Woo! Okay, so the mean is, where's the mean? Oh, 32. So 32 is the mean, and then the standard deviation, we're going to go up here, which would be 35.75, and then we're going to go down here to 28.25, and then we're going to go to here to 24.5. So there's 1 standard deviation above, and then 2 standard deviations below, and we want to know the probability that the person's going to be between those. This is spent on the state fair, is distributed normally with a mean of 32, standard deviation of 375. If 1,200 people attend the state fair, how many people would you expect to spend this amount of money? So this is a 2-part problem. It's 80, well, we're going to put the probabilities in here now. This is 34%, this is 34%, and then this one's 13.5%. And then, so we add these together, So the probability from 24 to 50 to 35, 75 would be these three percentages added together, which is 81.5%. Now there's 1,200 people going to the fair, so it's 1,200 times 0.815 will give us, calculator, multiply this out. This is a good use of the calculator. 1,200 times by 0.815. Boom. 978. The students, people. All right. So we found the percentage, and we're going to multiply it times 1,200. Well, that's it. That's the Chapter 11 practice test. Holding nothing back. We had flowers, we had spinners, we had it all. All right, good luck on the test.